Hi, I'm Kelli McGowan, and I just want to do a quick check-in. I got back from the dentist today, and I've been working on healing my teeth. And this started probably about 3 years ago when one of my chi sisters, she had some issues with her teeth, and I had them at the same time. And we started just playing with the chi field and sending chi to our teeth and sending chi to each other's teeth. And I had a really bad situation with the back top right tooth at that time, and the dentist said that it was going to be a huge procedure and several appointments, and he did a temporary filling on it, but it was going to be quite extensive. And I practiced and practiced and practiced, and I've never needed any additional anything on that tooth. And so today I've been also experiencing miraculous healings on another tooth, where I went to the dentist probably 3 months ago. A crown had fallen off the second to the last tooth on that side. And I did the same thing that I did now. I created a tooth healing group, and I started doing a lot of healing with the entirety and sharing the things that I have done in the past on healing my teeth that come to me from this divine crumb trail. And that seems to be the way that my healing has been going continuously. Whenever anything happens, I always play with it, and I never have any expectations, but I'm always surprised at the outcome. And I always say, whatever's happening, may it be beneficial for everybody, and I dedicate it for the highest good and just play around with it. And then amazing, miraculous things happen, like when Sylvia wanted to do the documentary on me called Saving Kelli. And then, I was at the gates of death and didn't even think I'd live long enough to do the retreat. And now tens of thousands of people have seen that documentary, and I'm still alive. And I'm sharing the information in a small way with few people. And the people that come in, they have very serious conditions because of my backdrop, my backstory, and what I've been able to reverse. And they say to me often, you practice every day, and I don't have time, or, it's hard. And I just think, to me, it's not hard. It's hard to lay there and die and to subscribe to this Western medical model that says there's nothing you can do to reverse your teeth or cognitive impairments or frontal temporal dementia or nervous system issues or any of this stuff, but it's not true. And so for me, it's hard to lay there and die with doctor information loaded up on pharmaceuticals. That's hard. For me, it's been fun to do the whole medicineless, absolutely medicineless journey, and to really employ the teachings and the divine crumb trail from ZHINENG QIGONG. So I thought I would just share a little bit. So I created this group. It's a tooth healing group, and I put it on my my group chat, and I just shared some of the stuff that I learned last time with my teeth. And the characteristics of Qigong of Qi is but one of the first ones is that Qi is not selfish. So for me to heal my teeth, what I do is this last time I created this tooth healing group, and I started doing healing on the participants, because Qi and energy is different. So in Qi and in a real gift, when you give something away, it increases in value for both the giver and the receiver. So you receive it back, because to give is to receive in energy. Everything gets bigger and bigger, and that's a true gift. And an ego gift is one that gets smaller for both the giver and receiver when it's given. So you can see the difference in the characteristics of Qigong. So if I'm just thinking about me and my tooth and my problems, then it's going to be a very small chi field. But the big chi field is not selfish, and it's very generous, and it's all inclusive. So as I start doing the healing information and fixing and designing good teeth, good jaws, good saliva, good swallowing for my friends in my group, for the participants in my group, I receive it back. And that's been the way that the journey has worked for me continuously. So I'm going back because I'm sharing about using cell salts for all the healing that I've had. And I shared a story a long time ago. You can probably find it on one of my YouTubes, and I'm sorry that I have two, but at one point I didn't remember that I had one. I created two, and Now I have two out there. I don't know how to merge them. I've tried. So sorry that that's a little bit of a challenge. But on one of my older YouTubes, I had shared about this amazing story about when I had gastroschisis, which is where I couldn't have elimination for 19 months. And during that time, I was seeing this woman who did colonics. And while I was there, this is just part of the way that the Divine Crumb Trail works. When you're in this high frequency, amazing, miraculous information comes to you when you don't expect it. And so I was getting this colonic because I was literally like just so backed up with this gastroparesis, which I've actually completely cured, and ulcerative colitis and a bunch of other severe digestion issues, like 14 different things from esophagus down to colon are all cleared out right now. But and for a long time. But during that time, I was seeing this colonoscopy lady, and she was showing me this chart. And the chart was, I don't want to show you that one. I want to show you this one. So the chart was showing, it was a huge chart, and it was showing the whole colon. And she was saying, see in here, in this part here, you're really backed up. And it was near this 37, which was cerebral disturbances. And I obviously had been diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia at that time. And so I started, also the kidneys are right in this area too. And so I started, she showed me that this chart was actually for biochemical cell salts. So I started taking some of the cell salts that we did I found my homeopathist had a book on it and gave it to me right away. And she also was saying that I was really backed up in this area, which is the eustachian, the ears, the eyes, and so on and so forth, and the pituitary area. So, which is where I was really having the most amount of discomfort and pain. And my eustachian was blown out at Kaiser at that time, 3 years ago. And then I started doing all the cell salts, and I went to Kaiser. This is the book on cell salts that my homeopathist gave me. I'm not referring anything to you on certain types of brands or homeopathy, but that's just the one that I used. And then I started doing the entirety healing, doing healing to not just the teeth, right? Bringing good chi and good information, good images, but to the whole spine, and seeing where the tooth, if you go on TCM mapping, you can see where your tooth is, like certain teeth are connected to certain organs. And so if you rub that and you eat for the healthy for that situation, if you Google, TCM, how to support, say it's connected to your heart or your lungs or whatever. So you eat for the healthy to balance out everything in your body. So it's like this entirety fun Divine Crumb Trail. So I've been sharing all of that with my tooth group. And I just went to the dentist today, and they said, they did a scan on the roots, they did x-rays, and they said that not only the back tooth is in great condition, in great shape, but the second one where it fell off, and they thought they were going to have to do a bunch of cleaning up, like the tooth had chipped inside, and they were going to have to do a whole new crown and everything. They said everything is great. They did all the different scans. So I'm really happy to report that healing is just a side effect, and that the healing continues. And just some of the attributes and the ideas about chi, and how as you heal others, you heal yourself, and how much fun it is to care enough to really bring good information to people, and to continuously, break all these paradigms and this limited belief systems. So the main ingredient is not to agree with the doctor information or the limited belief system, but to find acceptance. Maybe so, maybe not. Like, so what? It's just a toothache. It's just it's just a filling or a crown or whatever. It's not a big deal. Accept that. It's super cool to not put yourself through that, and to really create your own ZHINENG, the real wisdom and the ability to heal things that the dentist or the doctor or the, average paradigm aren't aware of. To bring this awareness, this real ZHINENG, this real wisdom and ability to and real medicine to really restore and return everything, and know that it's for an entirety. So it wasn't really so much even about saving money, which is delightful, and it wasn't so much about not having anesthesia and having to go through all the trauma and all that, but it's really about developing this gong fu, this real this chi field, this harmonious chi field, and to bring that to the world, because there's enough chaos and problems and hard people, hard chi, people that are really heavy right now. And so to bring this lightness and this ability and this harmony state, and it all really does start with the reactive mode and the reference framework. And the reactive mode and the reference framework is always, may this be for the highest good. And I dedicate this, to the entirety healing. And so far, it's just been amazing. And it really does all start with this infinite smile in the heart, and to feel and bring that infinite smile to all of the areas, and then pour that out to the world, because creating this harmonious world inside and then sharing this healing ability with others, as everything seems like the illusion is just going off the rails, but bringing this chi field to the state of the world right now is even, more empowering and more, it feels really calm, and it feels like the most loving thing I could do is to live this from inside and create this harmonious chi field, for the entirety, for the whole world, for all the universes. So that's what my group and I are doing, and we're reversing, all the other serious conditions too, but we don't even need to talk about that. You can go find other videos on us, and I hope that you find your path and find your way to your real wisdom and ability. And ZHINENG QIGONG is just, thanks and gratitude to Dr. Pong and all the teachers, and the teacher that got me here, because I definitely, am so surprised all the time, and may you be surprised. Have a great day. Love you.